Sorry, guys. Give me a second. It's always a struggle. Hold on. Let's see. I should really clean up OBS. All right. Is this the right one? Ah, looks good. No. Shit. I forgot to close this. Hold on. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Well, that's unfortunate. I just lost everything. Love that. I have too many things open, as you can tell. Is this music even playing? It's not. Oh my god. I am so sorry. Jesus. What the fuck was that? I am so sorry. I don't know what's going on. It's not playing my sound. What is happening? This shouldn't be taking the speaker. Okay. I literally have not adjusted anything. I am so sorry, guys. I didn't mean to kill you guys. I love that I don't even open this up every like 2 weeks, and for some reason, it destroys everyone's ears. Okay. Nope. I don't know why it's doing that. I'm so sorry. I may just leave that off at the moment. Is there anything on this that's maybe playing? No, I don't have it on. We'll give it like 2 more minutes. If I can't figure it out, we're just gonna leave that off. Because I'm not trying to kill you. Well, you wanted the struggle and you got it. Just unplug my headset and try it. think something with the broadcast. All right, last attempt. What if I just close? Oh, turn that back on. Oh, that's not it. Okay. Sorry, no sound. We're gonna leave that off because I don't want to spend the next 40 minutes doing that. We lost 2 people in the process. Ah, it's okay. I don't. It's really whatever. Okay. We're just gonna leave off sound. Anyways, that was a fun experience for us all. I'm sure we all appreciate losing hearing. What did I want to do this week? I need to spend more time on the inventory system, but the game jam has been taking a lot of my time because I am the only one doing work in it. So it's quite unfortunate. I think I started doing the data asset approach for the inventory system. Did I? No, it's not this project. Which one did I do it in? Is it this one? Guess there's an update for that. Arthur, I did see that you sent a message for ideas. I haven't read through it all yet, but I'll read through it later and um, decide on how to do a video on that, or at least what I can make a video of. Where did I save this data asset? Did I not? Did I not save it? I think I'd be very sad if I didn't. Uh, Crap. It's not that one. I guess I could restart the approach. It's not exactly long. Take your time, just a few thoughts. Yeah. No, I appreciate it. Well, I appreciate you giving me an idea because only you and um, Mert will see it. So it may as well be focused towards you. Otherwise, what's the point? Do 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 do. I'm looking through my projects right now because I'm trying to figure out. Wait, what is this? Oh, this was me recreating League of Legends. That's completely irrelevant to us. Um, All right, now I think I just have to start from scratch, which is unfortunate. From scratch with the data asset, I mean. Yeah. It looks like I don't have it at all, which is very. Did I hear League of Legends? Yeah, no, I play League of Legends all the time. Not anymore, but used to. Um, I hit Master one season and then I just stopped playing the game. Uh, I'm waiting for a new game, Supervive, which comes out on the 20th. What am I doing here? Um, relevant. TA. Data asset. Oh, this was just a demo. No, but I did lose the example that I was trying to use, where items will actually use a data asset instead of doing structs, because then we could get rid of a lot of the struct functionality. I think I'm gonna duplicate this. We'll just call this uh, DA inventory. The thing is, I don't know if it's actually a good approach, which is why I feel very iffy about using it, and why I felt pretty iffy about people using it in general for an inventory. But let's go ahead and remove this. That League will swap engines. I mean, I hope they do. They should, because their game is old and garbage where the mobile actually looks better. They're also losing tons of money now. It's great. Okay. Reduce complexity. Yeah. It would reduce complexity, which is the good part. The part that I am trying to decide is how much of the complexity should we reduce, because also we want it to be coherent to users, because I need this to work for everyone across the board. Okay. We have data assets. I have gear slots which are basically like equipment, what you currently have equipped, versus your bag, which is your storage. The naming convention right now is all mixed up, so please forgive me on that because I'm just making iterations as I go. I do factor in the weight of items, where every time we gain a gear or a bag, we will increase our weight. Obviously, I don't have it impacting the movement speed yet, because I don't even think I have a movement speed variable. Um, and I don't have it connected to the stats yet, although the component is there. So what I can do is within the data asset, I could add in this information. But how much information do we want to pass along into the data asset? Because this is going to be something they're going to be holding throughout the entire time. Hmm. Also, why is type there twice? That seems like an error on my part. Okay. So let's see. Um, do all the bag items and okay. Trying to think of how I want to do this because I can set an array. Because if you do an array, you could basically just go off the index keys as like bag slots. But if I'm doing a gear slot or equipment slot, I'm wondering if a map should still be better. Because I do like the idea of using this because it's essentially every time we add in something like this, it'll make sure there's no duplicates. And then we could just have the data asset instead of the structure. So if we did equipment slots, I'm the best at naming, we know. And then instead of this, let's do the item main. Hit compile. And then we could just select what item to use. You could use gameplay tags to map equipment slots so they're unique. Hmm. So if I did equip slots, let's turn that into item main array. Yo, what's up, Marcos? How would I assign a tag to a data asset? Manage gameplay tags. Let's go with inventory. Oh, I want a new section though. Okay, let's just do helmet. I don't need to go through it. Source. Oh, I guess you could change that. It won't work if it's for actors and ACs. Okay, that's where I was confused. I meant map a tag to a slot. I guess I don't have to do it the hard way. Oh, maybe I do. That's redirects. God, that's not a fun time. Map a tag to a slot. Oh, yo, thanks, Marcos. I'm just trying to think of how to use the tag because enjoy the 50 cents. Yeah, it's fucking fantastic. I mean, it's a supporter, nonetheless. Appreciate it, man. um, how would I use the tag for an inventory? Because I don't think I can assign the tag to the item. Unless I'm thinking about this completely different in my head. I feel like I'm not understanding your idea. Do I need to restart my editor right now? I mean, is that any better than using an int or enum or string. Because I'm like, for the data asset, wouldn't I have to then give it a gameplay? Because I can't give the data assets a tag. It's like a better bool. So you want to equip, you check if the item has the tag or not and do stuff based on that. Go into here. Say it's let's go into the player. Move that over. Custom event. Oh. Create UI. I'm just separating this so it's a bit easier to go back later. Because then now I can do testing out. You get the name? Yeah, there we go. Is this actually a chest? Okay. Inventory chest. And is it not that easy to rename? Cannot delete. It's being used. Wow. That's a fun time. Helmet. Chest. What are the other things that we have? Gear. Give me 1 second. Sorry, fiance was bringing me some food and a drink. It's actually writing in the is your component reusable, for example, for hot bar storage containers, etc. I just need to create parents and make some simple changes. Component, the inventory component or the stat system. The inventory component is still like very early. Redirect inventory item. Yeah, if so, I would like having a base component. Yeah. The goal is to, in fact, use something that is just can be used by everyone. And then it can be modified to do whatever the hell you want. And then I will do additional videos on it that will like expand into how you can use it for other things. But the goal for the first initial thing is like, here's the base setup. Here's how you can manage the inventory, how you can add in stats to it, how it can impact stats, things like that. Um, I've fucking hate the system. Is it because I have these? So redirecting old, new, and then restart. Actually, items could just be actors, no complexity added. Yeah, well, the items themselves will in fact be actors, the ones that drop into the world. So what's going to happen is when, like, let's say like a mob dies, they'll drop an item, and then um, the type of item it is generated based upon whatever triggers the creation of that item. You just had me on the loophole of using tags, which I refuse to. Why don't you just work? Helmet. And then we're just going to go manually change it now because this is disgusting. So by default, we can make it that. And then we can go into here. Yeah, but if I'm doing something, I need to also make sure it's not complicated for the end user. And the thing that I'm finding is that if I go here and I add in things, and then I also will tell people, hey, do this, they're then going to come into the Discord and be like, I can't rename this, or now I'm having the worst time in the world. So that doesn't give positive insight for others if they are going to be the ones to come in and do this without being directly confused. I'm looking for the player. Where are you? Okay, so we're going to go in here. We have that. I want to make sure that that's not being used anywhere. Now, I can delete this, right? God. I can delete this now, right? Okay. Cannot delete. DA inventory is using it. It's would be easier. Easier in the sense that it's simpler, but maybe not the best option. Delete, please. There's nothing else using it, right? God. Delete. What do you mean? That's my fault. All right. Sir, we're gonna fight. All right, it can exist. I don't care anymore. Moving on. We have a key with a gameplay. What we can do is go into the player. We can check to make sure it's the right item. And then print. We'll just say drop. What is going on over here? Oh. Drop, which means this currently is not set to that. Item helmet. I mean, that works. I just would have to switch everything. But I guess we could roll with it for now. And if I end up greatly detesting the idea, we can move on. So back to our data assets. Let's just call this chest. I don't know why I did that. And we'll call that helmet. I didn't ask you to save everything. I just wanted the helmet. I need to grab inventory, enum, gear slots, left arm, right arm. I mean, I guess I could just do arms. Nah. We'll leave that. We'll leave that. Um, we'll just do left arm, right arm, legs. Thing is, you have to be sure with naming on the start, which I'm never, so I end up renaming 1,000 times. Yeah, same. I never know what to name things, so if you have to be right from the very beginning, is like the worst thing to do for people that are just experimenting and working on as they go. That's one of the things that's making me a bit iffy about suggesting the tags is if I myself right now was having issues dealing with this, I can guarantee that other people are going to be doing the same thing, or if not worse. GA boots. And then we'll do ring one, ring two. You could make a data table with tags. Like, oh, how do you do that? That seems so much easier. Because then, well, easier. Can you rename it and it will feed to the rename? Because I guess that's the important part. Can you edit the data table and will the data table then edit everything else that it currently was using? Because if not, we're just going to run back to square one with the same issues. Data table list. Gameplay tag list. Clear invalid tags. Where the hell do you see data table list? Pretty sure that's not what you meant, but I believe it does. Is it C++ or blueprints? I don't see an option to, unless it's data table. Tag name. I'm hovering it. Category remapping. Oh. Yeah, I'm fucking done. Got it. Thanks. Okay, so we'll do DT gameplay tags. Or item tags. And then we'll do chest, legs. Do the row names matter at all? Should they match? We'll just with dots. Oh, okay. So you have to do item legs like that. Okay, okay, because you have to do the naming convention to show which the tags are under what category, etc. Okay, okay. So like that, assumingly, it's the hierarchy. Yeah. Game, data asset, children, data tags. So if I were to then do, I guess I could helmet, chest, legs, left arm, right arm. 222 boots. Ring 1. Ring 2. Item left arm. Boots. Hit save. We're going to go over here. Oh man, that's so much better. So let's go with. Okay, so we have item helmet is currently being used. Let's change this to ring 1. And if I go to ring 1 and let's just change this to, let's say I wanted to change the naming to use the actual spelling. If I go over here, ring 1 is in fact saved, but still says ring 1 here. Invalid tag. Oh. I mean, it's easier to add another tag. Let's close out that. What if I reopen him? Yeah, now it just removes it. Okay. So that's probably where you have to use this redirects, right? anyways, I find that a lot easier to enter in tags than the others. Anyways, let's move on from tagging because I feel like I'm once again gonna get nothing done. Okay. We have our list of tags. That's all set. We probably won't use this because we're going to try using tags. We have all that set. And I think I have to now open all of these. So let's go ahead and switch this to boots. This to chest. That's helmet. That's good. Left arm. And then legs. Right arm. Ring. And ring. Okay. We have our tags. Should I assign them all individual slots? Let's go with helmet. Guess I don't really need to. Uh, I don't. Yeah, I don't think I need to add anything there. That's fine. But it does mean I have to now change everything because I'm not using. Yeah, where is that being used? Okay. So let's see. I think the very first thing I do is I do get gear slot, and then I go with um, equipped gear. But I'm going to need to change this all to use data assets now instead of structures. Oh shit, we didn't even, and by we I mean me, but no, I'm gonna go with we so I can blame you as well. Um, uh, tag data table. And I'm just gonna move that over here. We added the item type, which is basically just a tag. But we also need to add in all of the values that we want to store. And that's, I think, the part that's going to be a bit difficult. Wait, why do I have difference between item types and gear slots? What in the hell? Okay. Well, skip past that right now. I don't want to focus on that at the moment. Let's go back into the structures. We're going to go to the items. So this is the part what I'm trying to think of. Because right now, we have item data. So this is essentially the when the item is created, we are making all of this information. Um, so it's not everything we want to store in an inventory. And then for inventory slot, this is like the ID, the type of item, how much we have, the max amount, the stats, and then you also have the weight and durability of the item. Because I'm like, we could contain everything together, but that's like a lot of information to store at all times. And I don't want to make two data assets of everything. Because let's say somebody has like a 200 bag storage of items. Then we are going to just take all of this information, obviously eliminate the duplicates, and then it's all just going to be stored within this one thing, which would be horrendous. Huh. Well, I don't think I need an ID because we would have a data asset, which actually, no, I probably would need an ID, but it would just be a float variable inside the item because I could just do ID and we'll just do a integer, put that on top. Um, this was just my example of if we change the float value, but I'm gonna get rid of it because I don't want to see it right now. Um, I don't want to store everything. Because I'm like, what I could do is null out the variables that I don't need when they get stored into the inventory slot. But that seems like more effort, and I feel like there must be a better way to go about doing it. I think for now, let's just get variables in, and then we'll address what's actually a good use of our time or not. Um, we'll do quantity, and we'll do max. And this is where we have our attributes, which is single attributes. And then we'll do that. And then we'll also do stats. And this will be single stats. And then we could do weight. I'll organize these in a second. Durability, weight, durability, stats, quantity. Type we already have as tags. So I guess we're now needing name, icon, description. Let's rename that to max slots. We'll do name. Icon, which should be a 2D or texture 2D. We have item type already. Description, weight. Okay. So let's separate this with stats. We'll throw that into here. And weight and durability. And then we'll throw this as inventory quantity max. I don't even know what I should call this. Not UI, not reference. I don't know. We're just gonna call it basic. I don't know what to call it right now, but yeah. Okay. So we have all the information we need. If we now were to open up our child data assets, we can now set everything that we possibly want to. By default, I'm going to do 1, 1. And then durability, 100 by default. Weight could be at 0. ID, I guess. Name, it's chest plate. I'm just going to change the ID right now so that we have some use. I'm not going to go into attributes or stats right now because we mainly just want to make sure it works. And we'll just throw on a random icon. Okay, so this is what will go into the equipment slot. No, not this. Let's delete that. I don't need that anymore. Go back over here. Let's start from the beginning. We have our equipment slots. We need to find based upon the tag that is currently available. And then we can plug that in. Oh, shit. This is using the item type, but not the gear slot. Oh man, I keep looping around to the same type of things. Because that's why I had the difference between a gear map and a bag. So I guess I should have item tags, but also gear tags and item tags should just be arm, boots, and then ring, consumable. Oh, wait, I messed up. Consumable. Or you call it potion, whatever. Or you can dictate what's different between potions and all of that mumbo jumbo. And theoretically, our settings should add that in once we do this. Or it's my fault because I didn't change this to here. So it should be gear. Yeah, tags make this feel like I suddenly don't understand Unreal Engine, which isn't great for when you're streaming. I mean, I know what tags do, but in the sense that I have to constantly go back and forth and fight the engine to do something basic. But with that, we should have tags available. Gear. Okay. Oh, and actually, it will delete the old ones. So I can have all the gear slots. I don't think I need to set them all individually, but if I do chest and then do left, right. Oh wait, the way have is set up, I don't want to do that. Anyways, we can find the slot. We want to find gear slot. We'll do that. We're going to find to see if the gear slot is in fact available. We're going to then go into the equipped gear. Instead of an input item DA, we'll do a data asset. I think it's called item main. Yeah, reference. From here, we'll be able to get the type, get item type. I'll promote that to a variable. We'll just call this tag type. You can use contain. It only gets the bool. Oh, you're right. I think originally when I did get gear slot, I was trying to pass in both the bool and the other, but then I eventually removed. But I'm not exactly doing the most proficient stuff right now. It's more of like, can I get this system to work? Need some water. Tag type. We'll go into here. Item DA. I'm going to drag this all down below. And then branch. This is where if we have the slot, then we'll store to the bag. Because I don't have a way to equip. Well, I guess that's where this naming is probably gonna throw shit off. As of right now, it's if the slot is currently full, it's gonna send to the bag. We can adjust that later. So this is where we would do store to bag. So now I have to go over here slot name find. Why did we have to do that? We already checked. This is making no sense. What did I do here? We took this, we went through, has the slot, stored a bag. Oh, okay. No, I'm fucking lost. What did I do here? But then the naming doesn't match get slot and returns bool would be B has slot. Yeah. Get gear slot. Has gear slot. Probably makes more sense. Probably what you're referring to. Because originally I did get, and that was to find it and pass that along, but I don't need to do that. So you're right, you're right. Just trying to adjust my current functions, but I'm also trying to understand my logic I used here. For starters, this makes zero fucking sense. Why are we getting the gear map and adding that to the bag? Because in here, oh, no, I actually did make it to where it's equipping. It's taking the current item and then it is storing it in the bag and then it's adding the new item here. Okay, no, I'm good. Apparently I did add that functionality, I just don't even remember. That's interesting. So that means the store to bag would then go into here. And this is where we did the find. Gameplay. Hey, welcome. From here. And then we'll call this just gear slot again. Gear slot. And then this is where we do the add to bag, which is like the biggest function I have listed here. So before, and then we did remove gear slot, like so. But now I need to essentially revamp all of this. Item DA. We'll call this item main. Should probably be item base, but oh, I didn't mean to do that. Okay. I don't understand your equipped gear then. So what it's doing, ignore the data asset stuff right now. What it does is, let's say there's an item on the ground and you walk on top of it. And in most games, it'll be like press E to equip. So what you'll do is you'll press E. It'll take the current item. It'll check the type of item it is. So let's say it's a helmet. We're going to check to see if our slots has helmet empty. And that's what it is. So if it has a slot, it means your helmet is currently not empty. And if your helmet is not empty, we want to take your current item that you're wearing, and then we're going to put it in the bag. After that, we're going to take the new item we just grabbed, and then we're going to equip it. So this is you taking off your current helmet and putting it in your bag. This is then taking the new item you have and then putting it on. And essentially, if you don't have the slot, then it's saying just take the helmet and put it on. And then we just calculate the weight and then update the UI. So this part, irrelevant. If that makes sense. Uh, there isn't any interaction system yet because those two systems tightly linked. Yeah, there is no interaction system yet. This is just the function that you would call um, when you do that. So if you create a interaction system, you could turn this equipped gear into a blueprint interface, uh, and then you could go from there. You could also, for the interface, instead of having it connect to this component, you could go into the player, and let's say you did pretend this is a blueprint interface event, custom event here. Um, we'll call it like add item. When the player character receives to add the item, you would just then call the inventory system, and then you would do add to bag, and you could do that. Or you could, in fact, communicate directly to the component, but um, it may be best not to try to directly connect to the components themselves. You could communicate with the player. And then also in the long run, that's a lot better because you're not trying to um, add multiple layers to everything. Shouldn't it be like if you grab it from the ground, it butts it into the inventory? Only if your gear slot is empty, it will automatically put on? Yeah, that's not a feature I've done yet. Um, so right now, the equipped gear is just the option of if the player chose to put it on. And then the add to bag is if they picked up and it just went straight into the bag. I don't have it set up to where the functions are like interlinked so that if you try to equip an item, it's going to then go directly into an empty slot because that's what the equipped gear is. Right now, add to bag, equipped slot are separated. It's not the final events. It's just that this system is not fleshed out to the point that you guys are referring to. But that will be something that will function. I'm just getting through trying to use data assets right now. And there's a lot to do. Okay, it was in here. I then need to do if the bag currently has an item. Let's call this data asset. I think I'm causing this to be more complicated with how I'm doing things. So I am going to do this. We'll do an active component. We'll just call this in revamp. We'll do that. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna grab this equipment slots and we'll call this bag. bag. Let's turn that into an array. We're going to grab the functions that I've currently done over here, which are the has gear, we'll do the equipped gear, we'll do this as well. And then I'm going to grab this one as well. And then I'm going to get rid of that one because it's overpopulated with a bunch of things that we need. Okay, maybe write down a plan of your thoughts so there's no deviation. I don't know if you have yet. No, I have written down a plan. It's the data assets. I did not write down anything yet. Just went into this stream because it's just the scheduled time for the stream. But the inventory system is mainly just about how much time I haven't put into it yet. Not that there is any issue with it at the moment. It's still being built. Okay, has gear slot, equip gear. Plug into here. We don't need item. Why did I save this? Oh, just to plug it in over there. Go ahead and close that. I'm going to close that. I'm going to close that. We're going to open up the inventory system itself. Add to bag. Oh, sorry. Go to equip gear. There's store to bag, and then there's add, and then add weight. So we're going to go ahead, grab the current equipment, add. I guess it's broken, so we'll work through that after. Plug that in. We'll do Atom DA. To go ahead and do this. To update gear UI. And update bag UI. Everything's broken. That's fine. Store to bag is broken because we don't have any weight. Cannot remove. We'll do this. Plug that into there. That's going to be broken for a bit. And this is just a reminder for me after. Okay. Add to bag is the biggest headache at the moment because it requires a lot and we're using a lot of structures here. Bag has item refers to index map. Okay. So this is where I checked if this map currently has the specific item ID. So the way that I set it up is that the bag will have is this a map? It is a map. We'll connect the index to this. So what it is, it's this. The map keys reference an array element. So for example, if we have index 0, it will have an item ID reflecting what is currently in index 0. So like, let's say the item ID is like 15 and this one's like 30, like so. This bag will connect based on those types of item IDs. So we'll do, oh, I forgot you can't have 2, 3, 4, and then 0. So we'll end up doing find, and we can actually get the index. No, I don't want the item ID. Get. Value 15 to break as so. It's basically like this. And that's how I end up checking the current item, what's available. Obviously, not the most pretty thing in the world. It's just what I'm currently doing and why I wrote it out so you could kind of understand. But basically, you get the current array index. You find it within this bag. So if we're looking for 0, and then we will check whatever item IDs are matching, etc. That's how I currently have it set up. My brain is kerfluffed at the moment. But I'm wondering if there's a better way to do that since we're doing gameplay tags. But I don't think so because my bag, I still need to be able to reflect. So we're going to go ahead and over here. I'm going to copy all of it. But I don't think I need it because of the data assets, because I could just do get for whatever index it is, and then I could just get the ID. So I don't think I need that because I can find if we currently have the item. Which is not bad, but I would still have to loop through the array. Bag has item. Index ID. ID equal branch like so. Return as item bool else return. I mean, it'll return false anyways, but yeah. Check if the item ID is currently matching. If it is in fact matching, we'll just break out of the loop. If it doesn't, we end up not having it. So we'll go back to add to bag. We'll also create this as a variable. This is just to check to see if the bag is currently maxed. Which is where I have bag count. I guess I could have just did that, but instead we'll do length max slots, plug that in. Plug that in. You can use a bool from 0, 0 as a direct return, no? This? Then it would just return. I mean, you could do that, yeah, if that's what you're referring to. Yeah. I mean, I can do that, that's fine. But it's the same. It's as if I did this. Because this branch won't get called unless the return. Well, this return won't get called unless this is in fact true. So no matter what, it is true. This is simply for cleanup purposes because I just don't want to do this to make it look neater when I could just do that and it looks perfectly fine. No matter what, it's returning true because it won't get called unless it is already true. Bag has item, get bag count. We did that. So now I could do get bag count. Make it a pure. Dun, dun, dun. Bag has item. Also pure. Plug that in here. Plug that in there. I mean, you don't need the branch. Well, if I don't put the branch, it'll just return on the first instance. So where did I go? Yeah, because if I did this, it's just going to go, okay, first index, return. So we would only check the first item of the bag every time. So we need the branch to make sure we're not always returning. Because if you plug this in, what it's going to do is it's going to be like, all right, so on the first item, if these equal to each other, then it is true. Or if the first item is not equal, then it returns false. Yeah, no, you're good. You're good. I appreciate the suggestions because it gets me to think about it and also vocalize it for other people that are probably watching, or just for yourself as well. Because I know I'm not always the greatest with vocalizing some of my thoughts on the fly. Um, okay, so we have the get bag count. We need to do the ID here. Oh, ID here. Plug that in. Get rid of the inventory slot. Drag that over. Item DA. Grab the ID again. We need to now get the available item bag slot. I don't remember what these are about, to be honest. Okay, let me categorize this first. Gear, gear, uh, bag, bag. Okay, gear is good. Wait, why does gear have 3 in? Get, equipped, store. Here. Okay. Get available bag slot. We're gonna go over here. Copy it and paste. We are no longer using this type of reference, so we can grab the bag. We'll loop. Why did I say gas? Gear slot? I don't know. Oh, get available bag slot. Okay. I was like, why did I use gas? When did I reference the gas plugin? Um, just me and my amazing naming conventions. Available index. Okay. So we're getting the current available, or we're getting the current index, saving it. What am I breaking? Oh, this is just getting the current quantity and max. So it's just a macro for finding. Okay, so we'll do get copy for this index. And then we're passing along the quantity and the max. I guess. I don't know why I made a macro for that, but break slot, plug that in. Why is this not in the macro? I don't know. Okay. Naming convention. I'm fucking awful, man. I hate naming. It's it's always bad. Always bad. Okay. Oh man, I forgot. I got food and I never ate it. Okay. Let's first figure out what I'm doing. To get the first available bag slot, we're looping through our current bag, finding out if there's any slots available. So we're checking to see if the amount we have stored is equal to the max amount that it can contain. The amazing checkbox. You mean checkbox? Look, we're programmers, we're not artists. It's fine. I mean, I did have to use Blender a lot the last 2 days, and I'm so upset about it. I am not happy. Uh, okay. What are we doing? Why don't I just do plug in this? So instead, we do this. Wow, this is such a useless macro. Why did I do this? You plug that in, and you do this. We're checking to see if the quantity and the max amount are available. If it is available, we'll return the index. So we're saying that a slot is in fact available. So we branch over here. The slot is available. We found a slot. Here's the index of the slot. Please send it there. Also, what the hell is this? We're checking to see if the item ID is equal as well. Okay. So we need to make sure it's the right item we're using here, which also means ID equal to this. Plug that in. Plug that in. We found the index. If not, we're going to return -1 just because. And with that, That should get us what we're looking for here. I don't think I need this either because I could just do that. And we'll just loop this up. And then I can do that. And no errors for the bag. That actually does simplify the function though. Because before, in the get available, we have to essentially check through we have to check through a map and an array, while this just goes through our single array. I don't even think I need this because I could just do expand. I think that's a bit better. At least we see what's happening here. Got the ID, quantity, max amounts, passing that along. We don't need the available index because that's not important. What in the hell? I don't know why there were local variables there. Oh my god, did I bring in random local variables that don't exist? Gear slot could get deleted. This is where cleanup is important. Yeah. So bag has item, we're all good. Get available bag, we're all good. Get bag count. So we go back over here. That works now. Plug that in. Separations of concerns. Separation of concerns, reducing complexity. Yeah, are you saying that you have concerns over the reduced complexity? Or, I mean, that's part of my concern when originally addressing with data assets is that it does reduce the complexity, but also we're storing a lot of the information not in structs, but into a data asset that just contains everything. And I'm worried that performance may take a hit. Get available bag slot, we save that. Drop or new is something we currently don't have. Add to bag is function. I'm doing some separation because it looks gross. I don't have increased slot, and then we have pures for these. Pure, pure, pure. I'm gonna grab the drop or new function. We're gonna paste it over here. I don't have the ability to add or drop weight. That's okay. We'll worry about that later. We'll go with drop item. Adding the weight function, but functionality is a lot easier. Drop or new. the value is going to be the data asset. So it's the item main. No, that's what it's called. Also, nope, DAs are optimized statistically, so it doesn't take up space to worry about. Okay. I mean, that's good to know, but I want to know what's the difference between a structure and a data asset when containing large amounts of variables and how that impacts performance on either side and which one is higher performance than the other. That's what my brain is thinking about. It's probably not a distinction big enough to matter for most game developers, though, is what I'm probably imagining. Probably just add and plug that in, like so. Item. And then here. Slot ID. Bag UI. Oh, it's trying to say which index to update. Okay. ID. Plug that in. Okay. So that drops that heavily, which is fantastic. Turns into just adding. So go back over here. Don't need that. We'll go over here, plug that in. There's a post about it. Data assets for. Ooh, hold on. UE5 data assets versus structure. 2022, why use data assets? It's probably this. 2022, everyone I know data assets, collective variables, structures, collective variables. Why should I use either? Post. There's also a fine with data sets, just let you separate those values from actual blueprint classes, which can be useful in some situations. That cannot be extended with new variable functions. So if you're going to use a lot of instances of something and you want to guarantee that they are all uniform. Okay. Essentially, data sets cannot be modified after the fact. Oh, but that's where the conflict comes in, though. Because they cannot be modified, this is always gonna, this is never gonna work. Because I can't change the quantity amount that is within the bag. Unless I turned it into a map. Because what if I made this a map? They can be modified after. Saw about it where he puts methods into the PDA and the data assets called it. No, I did a demonstration how we could do that. But what happens is that after you set something, hold on, let's do this. I think a lot of things are going to break. Trying to see if you go into the player, go into here. Why did I really skip ahead and ignore it? History. Whoop. At the bottom, I was working recently. A lot of data assets. One big difference hit me. You can edit data assets when playing. So if the data is supposed to be iterated a lot, it is truly convenient to not be forced to hit play and check. You can't though. So like, let's say testing list. We'll go with DA or item main. Should really change the name on this. Change this to an array. Actually, wait, not that. Let's do this. I'm going to make a random component AC testing. Make a new variable item main. Make an array. Let's just call this item list. I do know that you can change the values as long as it's within the data asset itself. So we'll go to the main one. We have the change value. So let's go ahead and do get add here. Add value. And we'll do a debug one key. Change. Get copy. Change value. Three. And then what I'm also going to do is do a create object, or is it construct object? It doesn't matter. Let's do a item main. Debug two key. We're going to add in that testing one. Set, or sorry, item list. Set element. We're going to set the 0 with this. So we're creating a brand new data. We're setting it. Actually, I don't think you need to do a create. You could just do this. Set chest. After setting it, we'll go into here, changing the value. And then we'll also do a quantity print. All right. Plain editor, that's fine. Okay, so we press 2, we add new data, we press 1, quantity is 0, and it stays at 0. So despite the fact that we are trying to add in, it does not work. Oh, none. Did I not set it correctly? Oh, you're an idiot. Got it. No, I'm dumb. Hold on. Before I make any assumptions. All right, it's still 0. Any errors? Read change value is blank. Yeah, no, it's fine. I'm not. It's saying that this is blank. Why is that blank? What is adding? But what if you did set quantity? Five. So we added new data, press 1. Oh, and it does go. Why did that not work before? I could have sworn I did this on stream 2 weeks ago and it didn't work. Yeah, because I remember, yeah, Arthur was watching at the time too. Fuck it, whatever. If it works, it works. Then I don't care. That actually eliminates a lot of my worries that I had with data assets. Fuck it. A data asset is an instance of a data asset class and it can be modified. Yeah, my thing is I did a live stream where I did it and it wasn't working. Like whenever I tried to change the value, it would just go back to the default class value. So it was like it was acting like a data table where the value was not changing. And that's what was throwing me off with it and why I didn't go for using it. But if it's working, then who cares? I'm gonna use it. Okay. Then that's fine. We could carry on. Subtract weight does not work. Add to bag, we could plug that in, plug that in. Add to bag is still broken. We want the quantity amount. Quantity. Common UI, cough, cough. Classic UI phone. Moment doesn't work. Looking at it, don't change anything. Works as it should. Yeah. Common UI is the epitome of we may work today, but you'll only find out once you try to build something. And then we will intentionally not work. Okay. Let's try to at least get these functions converted to data assets before the end of this stream. Let's see. We are in the add to bag function. Add to bag. We are checking the max and quantity amount. So max. Wait a second. What are we doing? What am I doing? Okay. So we need the current available slot that we found. We have the index. So I think I could create a macro to help with this. Also, I turned this into a map for no reason. Please go back to an array. That's gonna break shit, I know. Yeah, plug that in. This is why it's great having you both watch at the same time. You can stop me from doing stupid shit. Or make false assumptions. Okay. Back into not store to bag. Add to bag. Add to bag. In here, get index and then quantity. We're adding them together. If they end up equaling more than the max amount of slots, then we will end up increasing the slot and then re-adding the remainder amount to the bag. All right. So next I need the ability to increase the slot, which we currently don't have that function. So I'm gonna go over to increase slot. I'm gonna go back over here into the bag, increase slot, and we'll do here. Slot. Feels like a lot more work to increase a slot when I have the slot index and the amount. Would it not just be... we'll do 1-to-1 first. I'll do optimizing after. I focus on making things work. At least that's what I'm trying to focus on. Okay. And then from here, we need the quantity. And then we're going to add Didn't we do the addition over here? I should make that a function. Oh, it is a function actually, isn't it? Just change value. And then plug that in. Is that it? Are we done? Can I go home? Wait, I am home. Cry. Is so that's it. And then I could move on from there. So I could add in more functions into the items themselves that could probably help minimize a lot of these functions too. But where is the new quantity amount? Did I not? Oh, it's here. I feel like that's probably still a bit confusing, and I probably need to do it better on making it clear on what's the item slot versus what's actually the item itself that you currently have. But I like that that's quicker, easier to look at. So this is for the false, so that's saying we have enough space, let's add the item. Now, when we don't have enough space, we need to now handle that differently. So if we went into here, if we don't have enough space, we're taking the current index and we're setting the value to the current max slots. So why don't I just do a set max value? We'll get quantity. Oh, no, sorry. We'll get, I did it backwards. Get max slots, set quantity, and plug that in. So now we can get our current bag here. Go back over here. Slot index. We'll do a set max. Or let's call it set max slot. Or set slots max? Set slots max? I don't know. Terrible with naming conventions. We know this. Plug that in. Oh, no, it has to be after doing this math. I should have a macro for getting the data asset, which should just be get slot, get item slot. Here, plug that in, plug that in. Okay. Index, item, or slot. And that's a bit easier. And by easier, I mean it's just smaller and I like condensing. But it's also will be easier for me to tell which one is our current item versus what is the new item, which I should probably change the name on that too. But, okay. We have the current item. We have the quantity. And we need to find the remainder amount. So, we need to find the available slots. And this will just be subtract. Make that a pure. Turn. Plug that in. Remainder. That'll just tell us how many slots that we have left. Oh, it's called available slots. Available. Have the available slots left. And now we'll do that math. So we're taking the current new item quantity amount. You do that by setting a compact node title. Yeah. We're taking the quantity amount, we're seeing how many available slots are left in the current slot, and then we're just subtracting that. And that way we get the remainder amount. And the remainder amount will be used when re-adding. I need to clean this up because it's going to look a little confusing. So we're going to do this with set slot max. And then we're going to add the remainder amount here. Quantity for the remaining. And then plug that in. I absolutely believe there's a cleaner way to make all of this, but wait, what just happened here? Whoa, whoa. Why did it delete stuff? Okay. But I mainly want to make sure it works. I do like macros. I'm just like I like things to be very neat too, so I do kind of create useless ones for no reason. Okay, and I think I can now delete this. So I hit compile, and that's good. Now I'm going to rename this to item. Hit compile. It's going to break everything now because I changed the name. But that should now clean things up. Okay. Oh, missed one. Okay. How many functions are we currently missing other than the weights? So we can ignore these two. We have 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm missing one. Did I eliminate one? Oh, wait, no. 9. It's just backwards. Theoretically, that's all the functions. Let's find out where all of our increase bag slot and drop in new item. So let's see. Update bag UI. They're both calling. And then let's do find references for gear. Find reference for gear. That's connected. Let's go into our UI. Oh man, I was not. No, I'm not. I'm not gonna do the UI right now. Hi. We're working on inventory system, making some improvements to it. Uh, but going to. We did actually reduce the complexity, which is fantastic. Thanks, Howie, for answering. Um, I appreciate both you and Arthur. Uh, um, I need debug functionalities, so I think I could get some in the event graph. Do I have any? Oh, no, I actually didn't. Okay, so let's go into the event graph. Equip, debug, one key. Equip. I'm in the wrong thing. Close that out. Equipped gear, dead assets, and I can select the helmet. Got my name right? Oh, yeah. It's because you told me last time. I don't know if this is gonna work because I feel it that I'm missing something. Well, for starters, you have to have the component in order to do it. So we're gonna go into here. Inventory revamp. I'm gonna press 1. Nope. Nothing worked. Yikes. Oh, it's because I actually never finished this. I did the bag stuff and I forgot to go back. Okay. Um, sort a bag. I handled all the bag stuff, but I didn't handle the equipment. Why didn't it give me an error? Thought we were done. Turns out we weren't even close. Okay. Equipped in gear. Slot name. We don't need this because that doesn't get used. We had the item. Cool. Go back over here. Do that. Has gear slot works. Equipped works. This works, I think. What about now? Press 1. Okay, that worked. What if we do it again? Oh, we dropped the item. Why did we drop the item? Because max slots is set to 0. Maybe? Oh, okay. And we're adding items. Okay, so that's when their quantity amount is at 1. So let's go back into children, helmet. Working on a inventory system, though I'm to let's change that to 1. I'm refactoring to use data assets. Okay, quantity 1 should go to 2, and it did. Okay, so bag 0 has 2 items, so technically speaking, I have 3 at the moment. If I press 1 again, we should get a second bag slot, and we do. But quantity is maxed. Okay, so the quantity is actually transferring incorrectly. So we did something when adding a bag. So when add to bag, we were getting our current item. Our current item's quantity amount is being added with the new quantity amount. So if we currently have the item slot, item quantity, increase slot. Dropper new, add item. Where are we going wrong with here? So let's do this. From the start, we hit 1. Oh, it's starting at 2. Did I mess up? Oh, I did mess up. Okay, no, my bad, my bad. We hit 1. Okay, disable that. It went to the bag. We currently have a quantity of 1. We press 1 again. It goes to 2. And then now it's at 2. Oh, that's also at 2. All the quantities are being modified. Exit. And now that's at 2. Is it changing the data asset and then it changes it for everyone? It does? Well, that's a problem. We don't want it to change the value for every single person. We want it so that it generates a new one with the default values of the data asset. We don't want to change the actual data asset itself. Yeah. I mean, that was originally what we wanted to avoid doing. But I guess I will have to switch this to a map. And then we just have the second as the quantity amount, and then we could just store that there. That's disappointing, though. It just says DA asset, DA asset. Yeah, I mean, that is unfortunate because now it means we're going to have to re-add some complexity. But I mean, it seems possible to work with. Oh, but it would be difficult to run into variations of the same item then, because then it's just going to change for everyone. Like, let's say you have an item that is, they're the exact same. Yeah. Like the data assets are. What if I do? Oh, I don't even know because it's all just going to reference the same data asset. I don't think I could do like add a new data asset though. Construct. Yeah, it doesn't really work. Hmm. Because it's all just referencing the same asset. Yeah, but you can only create the base. So if we do construct object from class, item, main. Inventory system. Well, refactoring to see if data assets are a good idea. And right now I'm actually starting to think against it. Because, yeah, it makes the main. But I don't know if we could change. The only benefit for the data asset is that it's just easier to get and set information. Um, while as structs, you have to go through quite a painful process in blueprints. So, for example, like we're breaking the slot in order to get all of these um, pieces of information, and then in order to set something, you have to then do set members, and then you have to select on which ones to use. It's just a bit more manual. While data assets are just very easy to share across the board, like Arthur just stated. But this will only ever create the same thing. I don't think we can create one, Howie. Let's create asset data. That's not the same thing, though. Unless... No, I don't think that works either. Because, yeah, you just do break. Yikes. Wrong thing. Doesn't work. Data. Yeah, it's making me question if this is worth using. Because now I'm thinking we shouldn't. Because with all the things we want to do with the inventory system, like we want to make sure that we have variations between like the damage, the level of the items. Technically, data assets are objects of the data asset class. It returns a mutatable default object. Yeah, but we have no way of setting which one it is because we're creating from the base class. What if we did this? Promote that to a variable. Set. No, because even then, it would just automatically change to what this is. And I'm pretty sure it's just going to blank out to the default value whenever we create. So there's no way of like specifying which one to use. So no matter what, we're going to end up getting the same data asset, and then you can't modify any of the information. Yeah, you just have item main with all the default stuff. And I don't want everybody to all items to share the same statistics, same information. I feel like I would need to create just an object that has all the information, and then you could operate from there. But I don't know if that's optimized to the same amount that data assets are. Because if I just do an object that, let's say it contains all of this information, and use that instead, that wouldn't be better, and it'd probably still be better to use structs anyways. Yeah, unfortunately, I am probably going to have to lean away from data assets unless we can think of a way to potentially create copies of a data asset without modifying the original value to everyone. Struct with a soft reference to DA. At that point, we may as well just use a structure though. As we're still going to have to do all of the manual work with the structure, so we may as well just break it out with all of the other information. Which I already have set up. I just have to essentially make it neater and add more functionalities. But structures is set up. It works. We can add items. We can remove items. Connects to the UI. We can add the slots. All that does do its job. So if we do create UI, inventory. Yeah, I mean, we could, like, with all this static information that's not going to change, you can add it to, you can add into the DA. So if there is an icon, name, ID, those are all static. Max slots could be static. And the rest would need to be. I I don't know. I'll have to reevaluate it because it's just not seeming practical and it seems like more complication than what's needed. I do like, oh, we could use literally an enum or an int for the map, and it's all the same. But I guess tags also ties into the game playability system, but I'm also not caring to use that for blueprints. Now, I'll have to revisit data assets because it seems like a pretty huge flaw if we're unable to modify anything. Or basically, you're not allowed to have duplicates. If you have duplicates, it breaks everything, which seems like a terrible idea for an inventory system. Unless you make an item that has like different levels for like everything. If every item is a unique item, then it's probably not a problem. Then that's easy, but that's not modular enough for what I need. It should work because DA can run at runtime too, but I don't know how. Uh, Not sure at this moment. I'll have to do a bit more research. But the structured one currently works, so I'm like kind of leaning towards that if to share among. Yeah. All right, but thanks for joining in and listening to the terrible noise in the beginning. I don't think data assets is probably something that we could use. We could probably use it for static information, but I'm just not feeling confident about the idea for it in the inventory system. I'll let you guys know what I end up thinking in the Discord later on, but I'll probably play around with it a bit more before ultimately deciding to trash the idea or not. I may keep the gameplay tags as something available just because it will also show people how to get used to tags, which may be useful as well. But with that, I am going to end my stream. I never ate my food, which is like now 2 hours old. But yeah, thanks for joining. I'll try to, well, Arthur, I'll try to do a video this week for the members only, and then the inventory system, I'll work on a bit more. The game jam I have going on ends at the end of November, so probably a week after that is when I'll do the video for the actual inventory system, for the base inventory system for everyone. So just to kind of give you guys a little timeline on that as well. But yeah, I'll see you guys in Discord. Feel free to like, share, join the Discord, join the membership if you haven't already. And yeah, talk to you guys later.